Okay, I have my notes and we're gonna go over exactly why Ghost can't walk and basically everything that took us here. I know, Ghost. Okay, so the incident of Ghost's herniated disc issue happened September 12th, and I dropped off Ghost and another dog I was fostering at the time. So I was fostering another dog. And I dropped them off at my mom's house because I was going to be going out of town. So Friday night, everything was normal. We took the dogs for a walk. No issues, no signs of discomfort. Ghost was acting his normal self, and the other dog was fine as well. And then I go back to LA. My mom lives in Camarillo. So went ahead, drop off the dogs. I leave, but my flight to go out of town wasn't until that morning, September 12th, Saturday morning. So fast forward to now the next day, so now we're talking about Saturday morning. My mom gives me a call like at 4:30 in the morning letting me know that Ghost isn't feeling okay. And at first I was just thinking like, oh, maybe it's just like a stomach problem because Ghost has a pretty sensitive stomach. But I had her FaceTime me, and just like looking at Ghost and seeing how he was acting, it was not normal, and I was just like, okay, he needs to go to the hospital. So my mom took him to the hospital in Thousand Oaks, and at this time now it's probably like around 5:30-ish where I get the phone call from Thousand Oaks vet letting me know that this is not a stomach problem, this is a spinal cord injury, and he's more than likely is going to need emergency surgery, and he needs to be seen by a neurologist. So once I got that call, I immediately left LA to head over to where my mom was at. So the place that my mom took him at the hospital, they weren't equipped with the to do the surgery, and they also didn't have a neurologist on site. So I gave my mom a list of places that were closest to us in that area, and basically my mom just started going down the list and calling people to see who's neurologist and who had capabilities to do surgery right then and there. I was making those calls as I was driving to go meet with her in Thousand Oaks to meet with Ghost as soon as possible. So by the time I get to Thousand Oaks to meet up with my mom and Ghost, my mom found a place which was the VCA Animal Hospital in the Valley. So we went ahead and she called them, so we let them, they already knew that we were on our way over. So upon meeting my mom in Thousand Oaks, I get in the car with her and Ghost, and we go to VCA Hospital directly. Now we're at VCA Hospital. We do the check-in process where during COVID, it's pretty much you just park in the parking lot, you let them know what stall you're in. They already knew kind of what was going on from the first hospital that my mom took them to. So they basically come out, they grab Ghost from me. Ghost, completely was in pain. He was crying, and I was just trying to keep him calm as possible. They had me take off his collar, and they took him, and then that was the last that I saw Ghost for a week. So they take him. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going on with Ghost. We have no idea what's going on. I get a call an hour later from VCA Hospital letting me know that they're going to go ahead and do the MRI scan, and depending on how that scan goes, they're going to take him immediately to surgery if he needs to, which obviously at this case he did. And so they kind of explained to me what the cost breakdown was, which they estimated was going to be around $11,000 for the MRI, for the surgery that was needed, and then for the aftercare. So they kind of gave me like an overview of an estimated cost of what that was going to look like. And I mean, I am so grateful that I have dog insurance. And when I first got Ghost, when he was 3 months, he has his front paws that have a turnout. kind of already saw in his future, in his lifetime, there would be some sort of major surgery. So I made sure to get dog insurance, which I'll link down below in the description box of the exact insurance that he has. But we pay like a monthly rate. I think it's like right under $80, and it covers 90% of surgery costs. So we get reimbursed up to 90%, but you have to do the upfront cost. It's your responsibility to pay everything upfront, and then later on with the whole pending of the claim, you get reimbursed up to 90%. There's also a deductible. I think it's like $500 deductible. So I mean, honestly, that saved Ghost's life to be able to have that insurance. So anyways, so they went ahead and called me. They told me what they were going to do, the MRI scan, and then to surgery. And then they just told me right then and there, it's just a spinal cord injury that they know of, but the MRI scan is going to give them an exact, reference as to where the injury is, if there's other vertebrae that's associated with the injury that they could do surgery on to hopefully, try to reduce pain or, completely solve the issue. And at that moment, I had no idea what this injury was or anything like that. So then they go ahead and give them, full autonomy to be able to do everything that they have to do to keep Ghost okay. So, a couple hours go by. They give me a call that the MRI scan is now completed. And by the way, when they do the MRI scan, they put the dog under anesthesia. So they went ahead and called me before doing that, letting me know the risk factors of anesthesia, the fact that the dog possibly couldn't handle it and could pass away. They have to give you all of those disclaimers up front. And Ghost has been under anesthesia before. He got a deep dental clean before, and he also got neutered when I first got him. So I knew him being under anesthesia wasn't so bad. Like, he's been able to handle it. So I wasn't too worried about that part of the surgery. But then later on, when they called me after the MRI scan, letting me know that he does indeed have a ruptured disc in his mid back, and that's the reason why he is now experiencing paralysis in his back legs and his tail. Like, there's no movement, no sign of deep pain sensation, which is like a test that they use to see if the dog can basically feel their toes and their tail. So they were just like, he has a 50-50 chance if we do this surgery that he'll be able to walk again. And then they also explained to me the risk factors of him not being able to make it throughout the surgery, because it is a spinal cord injury. They are working right next to the spinal cord. They also explained to me that the dog could be in full paralysis because of the surgery. So the surgery itself is very risky, but I did know that he was in the best hands. Later on that evening, now we're looking at around 8 p.m., that Ghost came out of surgery. They also sent me a photo, which I'll insert here. And honestly, just seeing that photo of Ghost made me feel so much better, just to see him like being okay, because I can completely see how he feels just by looking at his eyes. Like, that's how close and connected I am with this little pupperoonie. The following days, I got updates every morning of how he was doing. They had a catheter in him for the first 2 days, and then from there, on the third day, they started doing bladder expressions because he still wasn't able to use his back legs, and he still had paralysis. And he was there up to a week, and then I picked him up on September 19th, which was like that following Sunday. But I'll go into that pickup and then the aftercare in a different video. Just a summary that VCA Hospital gave to me that basically explains what happened to Ghost. Thank you for bringing Ghost to the VCA veterinary specialist of the Valley for evaluation of being unable to walk. On neurologic exam, Ghost had no movement in his back legs. Ghost did not seem to feel his toes, and it was unclear if he had some feeling in his tail. Based on these findings, Ghost's problem was localized to his spinal cord in the middle of his back. Ghost was anesthetized, and an MRI was performed, which revealed a herniated intervertebral disc with hemorrhage that was causing severe spinal cord compress between his 11th and 12th thoracic vertebrae on the left side. Ghost was taken to surgery where the left-sided T11, T12 hemolectomy was performed. A large amount of herniated disc material and hemorrhage was removed, and Ghost's spinal cord appeared well and decompressed. We also performed a procedure called venous on the neighboring intervertebral discs in the hopes of reducing the chance that they will herniate in the future. Ghost recovered well from anesthesia and surgery, and he was hospitalized for pain medication and nursing care. Ghost has remained neurologically stable, and he has been resting comfortably during his recovery. We suspect Ghost, however, will have a slow recovery due to the severity of his spinal cord injury, and there is no guarantee he will recover. However, we believe Ghost does have a chance to recover some movement, so we recommend giving him time. We believe Ghost is ready to continue his recovery at home. Please follow the instructions below for Ghost home care. So in the next video, I'll go into the aftercare information, but basically they go into depth as to the extent of the severity of his spinal cord injury with the hemorrhaged disc, and how, they also did some work on the neighboring vertebrae as well. So now fast forward to, where are we at? January 10th. Ghost is still unable to use his back legs, but he is showing signs that he's able to bear weight on them. He is trying to get up on his own, but he still isn't walking. So that's just kind of like a little overview of the current situation with little Ghosty. So yeah.